Welcome to this edition of Education Briefs, brought to you by the New Jersey Association of School Administrators, which is comprised of chief education officers and school administrators representing school districts throughout New Jersey. Here is Dr. Richard Bozza, Executive Director of the NJASA.
There's plenty of red tape in our New Jersey school system. That was the finding of an education task force created by executive order of the governor. The task force looked at more than 3,000 pages of statutes and regulations. The result? Over 450 recommendations addressing everything from the paper schools must use to professional development and licensing. Schools have been tasked with plenty of administrative requirements that have little to do with their focus, educating students. Changing or eliminating these requirements is a good move. Most of the 239-page report addressed mundane issues such as paperwork and procedures. The task force was aiming to free educators from restrictive regulatory and statutory mandates. They also were trying to reduce duplication and provide flexibility, all of which we support. But there were some recommendations that didn't have to do with red tape at all. Take the Opportunity Scholarship Act, for example. This act allows parents to use vouchers to pull their children from public schools and send them to private or parochial schools. We say, put that money back into the public schools, into technology, professional development, and educational programming. Until we start funding public schools according to the formula set out in the School Funding Reform Act, we really cannot evaluate their success. Another area of disagreement is the professional development for superintendents. Currently, superintendents develop a professional growth plan with their colleagues through NJASA. The task force would move that responsibility to the local Board of Education, who are not educators. We don't think it makes sense to move professional development to the responsibility of lay people. The report also has recommendations on how to make it easier for those who want to set up a charter school. At NJASA, we support public charters. However, we believe that the voters should determine whether a charter is needed in their community. After all, it is their tax money that will be paying for it. There also is a lot that is good in the task force report. For example, it streamlined and focused the professional development needs of teachers based on the needs of students on the school and district levels. Another recommendation is to empower and make the Chief Education Officer responsible for hiring all district personnel while providing the local board the opportunity to concentrate on policy and accountability. The report recommendations also identify, modify, and in many cases eliminate unnecessary and cumbersome paperwork, which allows schools to focus on their main objective of student growth and learning. The task force report includes a timeline to address each change. Work begins in October and is expected to conclude by August 2013. We applaud the state of New Jersey for making the effort to reduce red tape. Ultimately, these changes will benefit New Jersey students, and that's the most important result.
New Jersey's Chief Education Officers, moving education forward. To learn more about New Jersey's Chief Education Officers, visit us at the web at njasa.net.